Hello, good people. Welcome to another exciting edition of Neil at the Whiteboard. It is a gloomy, ugly Saturday here in Illinois, so I thought I'd turn on the light, turn on the camera, and make you another whiteboard video because y'all seem to like it. So here we go. Today's exciting edition of Neil at the Whiteboard is the unsung hero of Ontraport, tasks. I'm going to have to really work hard to enunciate that as I do this video. Tasks. Tasks inside of Ontraport. Yeah, it's the unsung hero. It's a thing nobody talks about. It's a thing that is, I find, that is the most underutilized magical part of Ontraport that people kind of know about but just aren't using for whatever reason. So today we're going to try, or I'm going to try, to help you actually use them. Wrap your head around it a little bit and see what you can do with tasks. And so, well, what are tasks? Well, tasks inside of Ontraport are reminders, right? They're ways for you to interact with the system and scale the human touch. So it's the way that we can automate without losing that thing that makes your company special, which is you, your people, your personality, your human interaction with your customers, your prospects. You can't do that fully automated. When I work with clients, I find many of them are freaked out about automation because we're going to be cold, we're going to be sterile. They're going to think we're some big corporation. And we don't want that. And one of the ways we get rid of that is by using tasks and scaling the human touch. So what does that mean? It allows you to have breaks in the system so that you can intervene, a real human being can intervene and do something in the real world, i.e. talk to a customer on the phone. You remember that thing? On the phone. Actually talk to a customer on the phone, or send a personal email, or interact at an event, or many other things you could do. Make a decision that we can't program inside of Ontraport. Or we could, but maybe it's just way too complicated. Maybe it's easier just for you to make a decision. So these are the different kind of things we can automate with tasks inside Ontraport. Now the beauty of tasks and the Achilles heel of tasks, maybe that's too harsh. But the beauty of tasks is they have predictable outcomes. But here's where I find that many of my clients push back. And that is, they want predictable outcomes, but at the same time, they want exceptions, right? And what I find with automation in general, not just tasks, but exceptions don't do well in the automated world, right? So the more we can streamline and identify the buckets that people or activities fit into, the easier it is to use tasks, to use automation in general, right? Because an exception to the rule, is customized. And custom, by definition, maybe not by definition, but by custom is much more difficult when you're dealing with automation, right? Where the idea with automation is to be able to do more at once and to process people in like-minded segments. And if everybody is an exception to the rule, if every time is the first time, it doesn't work well. So when using tasks, I find it's really important to identify some commonalities. How are these people the same? How can we treat this group of people the same, but yet still give you flexibility to treat them differently, right? Wow, I just contradicted myself. But maybe you'll get what I'm saying here, because when we have a human intervene, when we put that break in the system, we can treat customers differently. We can make decisions, and we can add some real world interaction into the system. So tasks, what's some general uses of tasks? Well, probably the most common one we do over here at Email Splat is sales calls, right? We work with a lot of customers that use Ontraport as a CRM for their sales team. And so we're doing outcomes for sales calls. And some common, probably one of the most common ones we have are these outcomes. So with tasks, if I can identify outcomes, and then I can tell the system that, hey, this is the outcome that happened on this sales call, well, now I can automate this outcome. So I put a break in the system, say, hey, we need to make a sales call, time out, send a task to the salesperson. We need to make a sales call. Salesperson makes that sales call. And then the salesperson's, we need to know what happened. Ontraport needs to know what happened. And from there, Ontraport can take over again and do its magic, right? Ontraport can take this scenario and follow up with it. And what I mean by we can still somewhat customize this is we have different outcomes here that allow us to customize this sales call's experience with us. So of course we have the very obvious, we won the project, yay, we got a job. And when we choose that outcome, well, we can automate then that, hey, now they're going to go into onboarding. Now they're going to have a contract automatically created and sent to them via web merge or some such tool that we can automatically send out a contract for them to sign. We won the job. We lost the job, sad day, but now we're going to take them out of follow-up. We don't need to waste salesperson's time with that anymore. We know we've lost that job. And now when we select this outcome with the task, we can just put them maybe into our general follow-up where they're just going to get some content from us, over time, just keep in touch with them, and maybe someday they'll need us again. Here's one we use where we can customize more, and that is follow-up at a later date. So you get somebody on the phone and they say, yeah, I'm interested, but I'm really busy right now. Can you call me back in 2 weeks? And we can put in a date and tell Ontraport that 2 weeks from now, I want to call Mr. Customer back. And so 2 weeks from now, Ontraport can regenerate this task, send it to us to make a sales call, and then we'll have these 5 options again. So we've kind of customized their path now, right? Even though it's automation, by putting in a date field here, I can customize their path. Instead of just saying I'm going to follow up in 2 days for everybody, I can make an exception for this customer. I'm going to follow up with him in 6 months, in 6 days, whatever I want. Another one we use a lot is need more information. So you get on the phone with them, hey, that sounds great, not quite convinced, not really ready to have a sales conversation, kind of new to this, whatever it is you're selling, I need more information. And this might be where we put them on a really short drip campaign that's just going to drip out over a week, 2 weeks, some more information. And then at the end of that, we're going to kick out another automation, another task for our salesperson to follow up with them. Hey, Mr. Customer, you just got 2 weeks of great information. Hopefully that answered some of your questions about what we do. What can I help you with? So we've automated again. And then the other one we use a lot is couldn't connect. Mr. Customer didn't answer the phone, can't get him any way we try. So maybe that one we automate that in 2 days, 3 days, we're going to try again. Maybe we're going to send a series of emails that say, hey, I've been trying to connect with you by phone, haven't been able to reach you. Could you please reach out to me because I'd love to have a conversation with you about X. So these are all some pretty typical outcomes, but can you see the power of that? Instead of just using Ontraport as a reference database now, where I just have this list of people that won, lost, follow up, need more information, couldn't connect, I could have, using other systems besides Ontraport, you can just using an Excel spreadsheet, you could have this, right? You could just have one loss, but then it's up to you to remember that I won these people, I need to create a contract, and I need to remember to call this one back in 2 weeks, and I need to remember to call this one back in 6 weeks. And I couldn't connect with this guy, I got to remember to try him again in 2 days, or maybe I should send him an email. This way, with tasks inside Ontraport, we just push one button. We say, mark complete, close, and what's my outcome? My outcome is one of these 5, and then Ontraport takes it from there, and off they go into automated wonderland, right? So that's one area we use tasks a lot. There's endless ways you can use tasks inside of Ontraport. It doesn't have to be for sales. It doesn't have to be for a sales process. Just set one up this week for an affiliate campaign. So affiliates a person applies to be an affiliate through an application form. A task gets fired off to the owner of the business where they can review their application. Hey, are they going to be a good fit for us as an affiliate or no? And from there, we've got a couple different outcomes. We've got, yes, they're going to be a good fit, and no, they're not going to be a good fit. And of course we could have more, but in this particular use case, they only wanted 2. So we've got yes, they're a good fit, or no, they're not. And once the owner of the business completes that task with one of those 2 outcomes, again, magic ensues, and they're going to get a follow-up email that says, hey, you're great. Welcome to being an affiliate for us. Here's your affiliate information. Or, ooh, sorry, not a fit at this time. We're looking for X, Y, and Z. So when you meet those, please reapply. And, the customer, my customer, didn't have to sit down and type out any emails. They didn't even have to find the emails in a list in Ontraport. All they had to do was click a button that says yes, good fit, or no, bad fit, and bam, off they go. Plenty of ways you can use tasks inside of Ontraport. We've even used tasks to automate things like webinars. Okay, so things like a webinar where my customer has to remember to reset the webinar every month. So we have tasks that fire off to just them, not to their whole customer base, not based on the customers going through, but just to the business owner that says, hey, it's a couple days before the webinar, these are the things you need to do. Hey, today is the day of the webinar, here's the checklist for what you need to do today. Hey, webinar ended, here's the checklist you need to do to turn over to do another webinar. So there's endless ways you can use tasks inside of Ontraport. Tasks, kind of the unsung hero of Ontraport that I don't see people using nearly enough. And here's just a quick overview of how you can use them, what they're for, and give you some ideas. Maybe get the juices flowing on how you could use tasks inside of your Ontraport setup. So, hey, comment somewhere on this, how you're using tasks, or how you think you could use tasks, or what you would like to use tasks for. Let's get you using some tasks, or let's see some really creative use cases on how you're using them. All right, I will talk to you later.